Today I want to talk about one of the creepiest moments in the history of Doctor Who. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. Before I talk about creepy stuff, I want to take a moment to thank artist Matt Rothenberg for a special piece of art he did for me, commissioned by my wife, that I absolutely love. Matt's style is to take the first page from a sheet of music and then add artwork over the top of it that matches with the music. In this case, my wife commissioned the Doctor Who theme with the TARDIS. I absolutely love this. Thank you, Matt, so much. If you're interested in supporting an artist during this pandemic, I'm going to put Matt's link down below in the description, so please go check it out and commission a piece of artwork for him. He does amazing work, he will mail it to you, and you'll have a custom piece of original art that you can frame and have on the wall that I promise you will enjoy forever. This particular piece is going to go on the wall right behind me as soon as I can get a frame for it. That's a little trickier than in normal days, but the next time I have to go out for shopping, I'm definitely going to look for an appropriately sized frame. So again, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Chris. I love you so much. Now, onward to storytelling tropes and creepy moments in Doctor Who. Doctor Who absolutely has its fair share of scary moments. The long-running gag in England is that children watch it from behind the sofa. In the case of Fury from the Deep, there is a moment that is so chilling, so creepy, it absolutely lingers and makes you go. So, to understand the moment, first you have to understand the trope behind it. There's a long-running trope in storytelling with the pair of characters with one tall, skinny guy and one short, fat guy. The canonical example, of course, is Laurel and Hardy. And other examples might be Horace and Jasper from 101 Dalmatians. There's the Bob Hoskins character and his sidekick in Brazil. There's even C-3PO and R2-D2 that meet this trope. In the case of Fury from the Deep, there's a pair of characters that are maintenance workers on the base. It's Mr. Oak and Mr. Quill. And as it turns out, they've both been infected by the sentient mutant seaweed, and they're both being controlled like puppets in order to generate a toxic gas to subdue the people in the base. There's a particular scene in which the wife of one of the lead characters in the story is in her apartment when Mr. Oak and Mr. Quill show up at their door, claiming to be sent there by the base administrator on orders to inspect the gas stove. And so, as is common with the trope, they use this blustering of bureaucracy to gain access to the apartment. They pretend to be doing the job, and then at a critical moment, they both stand up, turn around, look at the wife, and then both slowly open their mouths and exhale this toxic gas. I mean, look at this clip right here. Now, when they were filming it, they actually had both actors chew on activated charcoal to blacken up the insides of their mouths so that when they opened up their mouth for that shot, it would be this pitch black gaping maw as the sound of poisonous gas escapes from them. It's just, oh, it's a creepy moment. And interestingly, even though this story is completely lost, none of the episodes remain in the BBC archives, the few clips that do still remain are ones that only exist because they were so creepy or so violent. They're clips that were excised from the shows when they were broadcast overseas. I think these particular clips come from Australia, and they violated the broadcast standards of the locality. And so those clips were actually physically removed from the film canisters, and yet they were saved for whatever reason. And so even though the reels themselves were eventually sent back to the BBC but lost somewhere in transit or junked by the BBC themselves, those remaining clips still exist, and that's why I have that clip to show you. It's just a great moment. I am so looking forward next year to seeing the animated reconstruction of this story. It's a great one. And on that point, I've got one more day left to cover on Fury from the Deep, so I'm going to save up talking about the overall plot itself until then. And so with that, I'm calling it a day, and as I always say, stay home, stay safe, be kind, be patient, and I will see you tomorrow.